Okay, I actually kind of assume it started. I haven't seen anything yet. How are you going there today, Stink Pants?
Tired.
Tired. That makes two of us. Alright, let's see. Is this stream going? It looks like it is. So, now it's time to do all of the background work. Hello everybody, including the people that there's no one there. But then on top of that, we'll be saying hello to the people that watch the replay. Get ready for another exciting installment of PooDot Stink Pants playing some random game. Let me do the shout outs first. And get that going. That's one. You got something to say there while I'm doing this, Stink?
Do you want me to rate it?
You can if you like. I'm going.
Promotion mission.
I'm going to. Was that it?
Okay.
Let's just put. Oh, there's Kane. Hello, fellow Earthlings. Hey, you can play this game with us if you want. It looks like a what do you call it? Multiplayer.
This thing say free.
Okay, I'm just doing the poll now. Have you ever had a happy accident? Yes, no.
Supply drop, blah blah blah, supply drop. PNP exchange.
Alright, so I'm still going. How have you been, Kane? Just while I'm waiting for this stuff. Oh my goodness! You're not going to believe who showed up to the live stream, Kane. I mean, Stink Pants. Penguin's there. It's good to see you again, Penguin. We've missed you.
Hello, Penguin.
All right, so I'm just trying to finish up the background work here. Just bear with me. He has returned, the long-lost prodigal son. Old Penguin, what have you been up to? You must have lots of news for us, because I'm kind of relying on you and Kane to generate a bit of discussion today, because I don't have a lot. I didn't really prepare for this stream. There's too much going on this weekend, which I'm happy to talk about to you if you like. But, oh yeah, I better get the soundtrack going. Stink, you didn't tell me to do that, did you?
Nah.
You get that soundtrack going. All right, now you're going to have to entertain the masses of Kane and Penguin while I go set everything else up.
I still don't know how I'm doing this thing.
You were doing well in the training session. Can I get that microphone there? There you go. You're good to go, Stinky.
2 days left. Nope. 15. I don't have any. No, I don't have. Okay. Come again. Oh, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Jeez, that subscriber
Let me go.
count has gone up and down 10 times. I'll get to the live chat in a sec. I've just got one more thing to do.
New soldier mission. Where do I do it? Where can I do that? Hey, trainer, can you say something? Huh? Okay. Accept Panda training. Okay. Choose the training you wish to go. I can't choose. Oh, this way. Okay. Jumping. Yeah.
What's going on here? I thought I did that already.
Oh, the weather today is saying to me, go back to bed.
I told you could wear my robe if you want. although I'm not exactly warm myself. Alright, let me put that on you, keep you warm.
Thank you.
Let me grab a jumper. A DLG for life from Penguin. So, yeah, it's returned. They've become, well, it's kind of a celebration for both Kane and Penguin. They became DLGs when they weren't adults. Yep, and now they both are adults. Our little DLG family. Look at them growing, Stinky.
What?
I'll be back in a sec. Let's grab a jumper.
How can I jump? What is this? ตึง Okay, we'll try it again.
Red December's
What? That's not jump, is it?
2. Okay, so...
L1. L1.
Oh, Penguin says a lot has happened since he's last been here, so feel free to share whatever you would like to share. We'd be very interested to know what you're up to. And hello to Red as well. Halloween is round the corner, says Kane, so that means you guys need to start playing scary games.
Not this weekend.
No, we've gone, I'm not even sure.
Till September.
I'm not 100% sure if the 2 that I saw are scary, but I've only got 2 lined up.
L1.
Yes, so I've come back home from college, so you see the family, glad nothing really changed. It's good that, well, again, don't say what college you're going to or anything like that, but tell us more about it. Is this somewhere that's far away so that you have to... They usually stay in, we call them a halls of residence. I don't know what they call there, like a dormitory or something like that. Just from what I see on American television, they have places where they go and stay. Now I'm just waiting for, why is that light chat not working? Oh, I might need it. No, it's done it again.
Ah.
Oh, every time I try to click on them.
Okay.
What?
What? Overheat. Oh, dang it.
I don't know, how do you refresh the tablet again, Stinky?
What?
How do you refresh the tablet?
Refresh?
Yeah.
Just scroll down.
It keeps showing the old stream.
Just go to another one. And then that. Or you can just get back again. Can you go? And then
This is... No, I don't want to do that. Oh, there, okay. Oh, there it all is. Now I can actually see the chat.
Hang on, this is not destination?
Alright, so where are we? Halloween, blah blah blah. Penguin plays games. I have something to share with you. So even Red... See, all of the DLG remember you, Penguin. I'll call Red December, thank you. But yeah, I got a flat with a mate of mine. And we've just been chilling out there. But college life here in America is weird, to be honest. Fun, educational, yet strange. It's very, very different from ours, I think. Because we do have... well, he's saying he stays in a flat anyway, which is probably more common for our university students. They end up sharing a flat with their mates. I know that's what I did when I went to university. I never stayed at halls of residence. I know I always talk about Clash of Clans, but PooDot, have you ever claimed the Free Pixel King skin? I think I did, Kane. It's probably the only skin that I've got. Stink Pants saves up her gems to get other skins.
4 queen only.
How many have you got now? Like three
not
or
that
4?
much. I can't remember, to be honest.
But,
At least 2. At least 2.
Yeah. Whereas I'm not spending gems on anything at the moment. Have you got it, Kane? And explain to me also, Penguin, why you think college is a bit weird. Although, you know, if I was to say from our perspective, it's much more. They have things like what are they? Oh, it's going to show my lack of knowledge here, but the Omega houses. I don't know. They have like Latin names that you join
Greek?
as sororities. Is it a sorority house? Something like that. And Kane has gotten. Well, I know that Kane. I think from memory, you said you've actually spent money buying some of those skins. There's Random. It's awesome to see all of the trusty DLG here.
Hello, everyone.
We both need a bit of a pick-me-up today, I think. Lack of sleep and busy day ahead. I remember that man that I started dating long distance and he said he would move to be close to me. Oh, we might be getting some juicy gossip from Red. I have a feeling that she might be getting a love interest.
Oh.
If the guy did move closer, but we'll find out what she says. And the pixel scenery from the 10th anniversary challenge. No, I didn't get that. So, I might as well tell Kane. I'm taking a little bit of a back step from Clash of Clans. I handed over the leadership quite a while ago now. It's got to be at least a few months. And, yeah, I just haven't been playing a heck of a lot. PooDot, how come all of your social media aren't in the description? Oh, man. YouTube's been doing some really weird stuff lately. So just... Oh, no, hang on. If you're talking about the description for the current stream, I can't... Unlike the mobile streams, I can't do any of the work in advance when we stream from the PlayStation. So whatever the description is probably isn't going to have any information, and if it does, it won't be the correct stuff. It'll be whatever the template is. So yeah, I have to go in post stream and fix all of that, which is going to add to my busy day today. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, I mean, I'm really sorry. I'm probably boring our regular crowd lately because I've just been consumed with trying to do different things on YouTube. So I really haven't been studying anything or looking for... Normally when we have a topic of the day, I'll try and watch a documentary, but I haven't had a chance to do that this week. So yeah, it'll be much more relaxed, and I'll be very grateful if the DLG today keeps up the conversation, because I'm just going to struggle, I think, and Stinky's going to struggle as well. So yeah, after high school, parents asked me to stay home, but the college I'm going to is a bit far away, so got a flat. But yeah, first they really wanted you to join clubs there, and second, so they do. We have lots of clubs at our university as well, but it's all very optional. It's all like extracurricular stuff, and you only join them if you want to, and I never did. But we had some friends, my friends at the first university, who were talking about joining the chocolate club, and there was a chess club.
Chocolate club.
Yeah,
you just want to eat.
Pretty much, that's all it was about. And then I can't really say the third club because it's a bit more adulty. Actually, on that note as well, I've been thinking that, you know, the DLG that had joined us at a younger age are now becoming adults. So I'm wondering if we can do sort of still family friendly, but talk about more adult type topics. What do you think, Stink? We've never really talked about that. Whether we can go ahead and start talking about more serious things. But anyway, we'll see how it goes today. Yeah, I am taking a break at the moment, Kane, so I'm still playing because of that new...
He's still playing.
Yeah, because of that new capital stuff, but that's all I'm really playing for. I've been maxed, even Stinky's got a maxed base now. You've maxed everything, haven't you? You've got nothing left to upgrade, and I've got nothing left to upgrade, so it's mainly just doing it for that new, I don't even know what you call it, but collecting capital gold for the new thing that's in Clash of Clans. YouTube has a feature called Upload Defaults. You can add the social medias to there and it will automatically apply to future videos and streams. Oh, thank you for that, Random. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I might do that straight after this stream is finished, just while it's fresh in the memory. If you're still at the end of the stream, Random, it won't be a very long one today. What time do you have to go, Stink?
Probably 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
But
no,
I have to clean
you have
up
to prepare
that thing.
and yeah, you got to clean up the room for my sibling. That's some exciting news. My sibling is going to come and stay the night, coming from another state. He's actually here for the other big news, which really only applies to us, that it's grand final day today for the only
Public holiday yesterday.
Public holiday as well.
No, but it was yesterday.
Yesterday for the only real football there is. AFL footy. Grand final day.
Hi.
It's always a big day for us. Even though our team's not playing, I'll still watch it if I'm awake. So yeah, Random, if you can remind me as well, that would be great. And geez, I do want to talk to you guys a bit about how the channel's going and so on, but just tell me not to, because it's very self-involved.
Not to.
Self-involved. Our professors, I'm going to need the magnifier. Professors can call off class whenever they feel like it. I understand that, yeah, we got the first class year. Oh, you get free tuition in the first year? But I still want to learn, and I'm just like, sometimes I wish it was better. I mean, that happens very occasionally here. They're not going to...
Yeah, they actually have to get a reason why they postpone it or cancel that.
Yeah, they can't just do it for no reason, and usually there's a makeup class.
Yeah.
At least when I was at uni, if they called a day off, they'd reschedule.
And with the lecture, you don't have to attend, but tutorial, some of our tutorial is like they collect attendance. You have to go there like 80% or something like that. Otherwise, you're not gonna pass. So, yeah.
All right.
It's different.
Hey, it is celebration time for Red.
Why?
So the guy that, I don't know if you can remember this story, but Red December was talking about a guy that, lived far away, and Penguin was in that stream when she was talking about it, and he said, don't worry, he'll come to be near you. And it turns out he did. So Penguin was right. So he's moved with me to my city after long distance dating for 2 years. You told me we'd be together in the same city and to trust you. You were right. Awesome. And I've got to say, there you go. That's another example of a long distance relationship actually working out. They are tough, but they do work. Because Stinky and I had our arch nemesis relationship for how many years? That was a long time, wasn't it? You had a 3-year contract or something? And then worked for what, another 1 or 2 years after that? We had a long distance relationship, or arch nemesis. So we kind of hope that Red's not going to leave us though. She might not turn up to the streams anymore. She'll be too busy with the laddie. What do you think, Stink? And keep chatting away there, guys. Otherwise, I will just start talking about absolute rubbish. I will say this while I'm waiting for the chat to say some things. So recently, in the last, it was either last stream or the one before that, I'd mentioned that I was going to try and change up a few things on the channel, and that relates to the poll that I posted about having a happy accident. So it seems pretty clear, and I know you've all got channels as well, that, you know, it really seems clear that YouTube's kind of pushing shorts. So I spent a bit of time, well, a lot of time this week investigating shorts. It's the first time I've really watched them, and I can get why they're becoming popular. It's quite addictive once you start just scrolling through these videos. I still don't. I'm only doing it for research though, rather than for enjoyment so much. And I tried to, the plan was to try and create some short original music, but I keep making these happy accidents and they're not popular at the moment. We're not getting any views on the recent videos. But I tried to do one for just a couple of channels that I think are good and entertaining, and it was meant to be a song, but it ended up being sort of spoken words business rather than anything else. So didn't go in with the intention of doing that, but came out with that. But Stinky said maybe redo it. You didn't like the song anyway, did you, Stink?
What song?
The Indian one that I did. You said it was too flat. It didn't have enough intonation to it. So it ended up being sort of background music. But it is an original song. So that's what I've got to say about that. And how is college going for you, Penguin? I don't know if it's too personal to ask what kind of subjects you might be doing. Be curious to know, but you can always send me a private DM in Discord if you're not comfortable saying that on stream. And same with you, Red. I don't know how much you want to say about what's going on in your love life at the moment, but we're very happy for you. But, you know, it's always good to have someone close to you that cares about you. I wouldn't know anything about that, would I, Stinky? I've got a cat that only comes to me when it wants food. That's not true, is it, Ratbag? The third thing is that for some odd reason people like talking with me. They really like talking with me, and it started to creep me out, so I finally asked someone, as they said, it was because, well, I got to say before I even hear the rest of what you're saying there, Penguin, that you're very easy to talk to. You've got a very charismatic personality, so that really doesn't surprise me that people would want to talk to you. Plus, you've got the advantage of having a different accent. That always goes a long way when you're in a foreign country. It doesn't seem to matter where you're from, but once you head overseas somewhere, they like your accent. I get compliments on my accent whenever I travel.
Huh? Compliment? Are you sure?
Hey, when I go to your country, they love me. Don't they? They say, you from America? And I say, no, New Zealand. Of the way I speak, they really like I use mate and telly. I don't know telly and other English phrases, so I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, see, that makes sense as well.
Hang on, can you tell me what is topple mean?
To destroy the enemy. So basically, you know, dispatch the enemy there. I wonder, do you say, now I've got to try and think of all of the English slang that we know about but we don't use. So, I know this is a bit of an insult, but do you say bell end? I can't say the other one that I've come across recently because it's not a nice word. Telly or television. We say telly. Kane says telly is telephone or TV. Yeah, we would say telly for television. If we're talking about the phone, it's either phone or mobile. I think they call it a cell phone in America. We just call it mobile. And smashing, that's another one. But that might be some old slang, I don't know. And I had some English friends that would say smashing. Like, oh, you mean that's really good? You'll learn a bit, Kane. This is where Penguin, he might call himself American now, I don't know. But this is where I might gang up on Kane and Red December saying you've butchered the English language in America using different... Even with that poll, I actually had to check the spelling of it because I said something about being a klutz, and I would spell it with a C, but the Americans spell it with a K. You know what that is, Stinky? A klutz?
I don't know what it means.
Someone that drops things all the time, like you breaking a glass back when, and then you picked it all up and broke it again. Do you remember that, Stinky? Remember you dropped a glass?
No, I don't remember anything.
You dropped a glass in the kitchen, cleaned it all up, and then dropped what you cleaned. I thought that was kind of funny. You know what I also thought was funny? The "Where's my sock" story. Can I tell that story, Stinky?
If they understand it.
I'll try my best. So, unfortunately, I've got to share a bed with Stinky. She won't sleep on the floor. And because she comes from a warmer country, she tends to get a bit cold in winter, and even springtime now. It's not exactly warm, is it?
Not.
We've had warm days. So she draped a leg over me. I was lying on my side. She was lying on her side. And she put a leg on me to try and get a bit of warmth. And I just rested my hand on her foot. And she fell asleep. And I was there for quite some time just waiting for her to fall asleep. And then I thought, I really got to, I'm going to have to get up and use the bathroom at some point. So I took my hand off her, and the first thing she said was, "Where's my socks?" And I said, "Are you awake?" No, she was fully asleep, didn't even remember it the next morning. Did you? And then just last night, the cat jumped on me, didn't go anywhere near Stinky, but as soon as she jumped on me, she said, "What was that?" And I said, "Are you still awake?" No, she was sleeping. It's kind of freaky, Stinky, that you can have it. You know what's going on when you're asleep. That's just weird.
I don't know anything. I can't even remember.
Yeah, you don't remember.
It might be just my dream, and I'm like, what's that? Just accidentally, coincidentally, whatever incident.
But it
just
seems
the same time.
It does happen with regularity, though. That's what.
Not regular.
It's regular. That was 2 nights in a row for a start.
That red bag side-kicked me, probably.
She didn't. She jumped on me, not you. And
Psychic.
Psychic. Yes, cats. I thought you were saying side kick.
Oh,
kicked you in your side. And Penguin's saying, no, he's English at heart, especially after recent offence. But how's Australia been, Uncle PooDot? So here's some big news, and it's actually an American company. We were in the news last night. The second largest telecommunications company in Australia. So a little bit of history. How long ago you went here? So telecommunications when I was growing up was government owned, and it only got privatised. When did it get privatised? I think Optus came first before it even got privatised. So when I was your age, there was only one telecommunications company which was run by the government. And then Optus came along, which is an American company, I believe. And they were the only other telco company. And it was like that for a few years, and then the government one ended up going public and being sold on the share market. And so you had two companies for a while. Now there's a whole heap of them. So anyway, Optus got hacked big time. In fact, every single customer, whether you're a current customer or an old customer, your details were stolen. And I was an Optus customer many, many years ago when they first came to Australia. So I think I'm in the lucky category that whatever information Optus had on me would be 100% inaccurate now. Like there was no internet when I had Optus, so they didn't have my email address. The address that they did have was a really old address that couldn't even tell you what that was. They didn't have there was no mobile phone. My God, I'm old, stinky. I'm saying there's no internet, no mobile phones, all of these things when I had an Optus account. So yeah, they've only got my name, if anything, but for other people, it's not good. And they were explaining what happens as well. They just basically grab all the data and then dump it on the deep web or the dark net and just sell your information. So it's not good. I do worry for current customers especially. They'll have a lot of information, and if they... Because you could, when you sign up, you have to have some sort of evidence of who you are. So usually it's a driver's license, but it might be a passport. Now, again, I think I'm okay with that because I actually moved interstate, so I had to get a different driver's license. And then when I came back to the same state, I had to get another license again. So I don't think they'll even have that. But your passport doesn't change as far as I know. You always have the same passport number. I don't know about that. I'll actually have to check to see if the passport number changes. But I don't think it does. So, yeah, I feel sorry for a lot of Australians. The only other big news in Australia at the moment is the fact that it's grand final day today. And my sibling's coming to watch his team. So that's a big one. I haven't seen him for a couple of years now, ever since COVID. Yeah, I haven't seen him, cough. I haven't seen him since that came about. So it'll be good to catch up with him. I'll let say Penguin's saying he's lost his accent, which could happen.
How?
Well, if you arrive at a young enough age, which I think he did, it's not fully ingrained. So once you're in your 20s, say, then it's going to be really difficult to lose your original accent. But if you still come over as a teenager or younger, there's a chance that you will lose your accent. And even you, I think, you know, if you're here for 20 years, you might start sounding a little bit more Australian, but you'll always have your original accent because you're already too old by the time, well, not too old, but you know what I mean. You're already a full-blown adult by the time you came here. So it really comes back to me when I'm really happy or really upset. It's weird. No, I'd say it's not Penguin, because I had some friends that came from New Zealand to Australia and they were the same. When they got really excited, they ended up slipping a little bit into their New Zealand accent. It was funny. And then, you know, we'd make fun of them and say, you're a New Zealander, you're not Australian. They'd try and deny it.
Hey!
And then I'd say, well, say fish and chips then. And then they'd go fish and chips. Because that's how the New Zealanders talk, stinky. Yeah, my college had a similar event recently where the first day of semester we got hacked and had to remove all of our information for 3 days until they could solve the problem. Very interesting. Yeah, it's not... it does worry me that the way the world is at the moment, as much as these large corporations do try to protect their data. I mean, to get a company that large being infiltrated, that is kind of scary. And they took, from what I can understand, they took all the information that was available. And, you know, you had, well, we did a live stream on some social media stuff that happened a while back where multiple social medias were all hacked at the same time. Gee, I hope that doesn't get us demonetized to keep using that word. It's hard to know.
Have enough of that.
You don't really care at this point, do you, Stinky? Yeah, it is becoming more about trying to enjoy ourselves with the channel rather than worry too much about how much it progresses. So all I can say is, you know, I've warned before, try and keep your passwords. If you can get a password manager, that's good. Oh, geez, but having said that, you know, our password manager was hacked as well. They did say that no real information was taken though, so they couldn't get the actual passwords or anything because of the way it's set up. So there's no storage or something. I don't really understand it. It was a IT friend of mine that explained how it all worked. It was way above my head. But, you know, you want that sort of minimum, I think I use minimum 15 characters now. I think they say the minimum should be 8 or 10, so you go more than that. And two-step verification as well is pretty important. So the world is, I agree, Penguin, it's a very strange place at the moment. And it seems the more time I personally spend online, the more things I see, and they're not necessarily great. I try to keep stuff positive, but yeah, it's concerning. Like maybe I'm just too old as well, just not keeping up with the times and thinking, it's all normal, it's all okay. But I see things that I wish I hadn't seen, and I learn things that, what's the old saying? Ignorance is bliss. You know, sometimes I wish I didn't know some things that I know.
Please ready to sortie. How do I do that?
What are you trying to do? Ready to sortie?
I don't know what it means.
I don't even know what that is. So, what kind of strange things have you guys seen lately? And I guess not talking about our channel, which is just strange anyway. Isn't it, Stinky? The conversations we have is strange. I'm in such a good mood now that we've got Penguin here and Kane here, Red December. I hope Random's still there, just listening quietly in the background. What do you got for me, Stink? It's going to be such a long day today. I might have to take a nap. We get something to eat too.
Did you eat all the stir fry?
Not yet. I've been eating leftover after leftover. Made a lasagna this week.
You can go out with your sibling tonight.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you got something different.
So I shouldn't have some naughty thing today, is what you're telling me?
I don't know if we have time to do the naughty thing today.
Oh, well, if you get a pizza, they're fast.
Yeah, but you still have to go there, you have to wait.
You can ring now and then pick up. They only take they're the fastest pizza makers I've ever come across.
They mean which brand?
The fast one. Not the chain one.
They are all chain.
Not the... Oh, is it? I don't want to say the name.
Doesn't matter.
The girl's name one. There you go.
Why you have to make it so secretive? It's nothing wrong.
Privacy. This is the thing that's been bothering me lately.
It's just too much of the...
What's
wrong with saying the pizza company,
I'll tell you, okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'll tell you why without naming I don't want to name the YouTube channel because I think they're a terrible person. So, and I try not to say that about about people, but just from what I've seen and heard, they're not a good person. But anyway, they ended up having to move to another country, according to them, because of the whole stalking and harassment online. They got their information got spread so widely and they were attacked so often. And then when they went to this new country, people found out where they lived there as well, based on the hotel bed sheets. Someone, somehow, like these IT savvy people, what happened was this person took a photo of I think their cat or something like that was sitting on the hotel bed, and then people looked at that photo and found out where they were based on the hotel bed sheets. I mean, so, you know, to mention a local restaurant or something like that, yeah. I'm paranoid about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Probably too much.
I don't get how it works here.
All right. Well, I was about to say to lighten the mood, but wow, Penguin actually said that as well. So to lighten the mood for a bit, he's currently majoring in media communications to hopefully start my own media company. That would be awesome, Penguin. If you stick around long enough, I'll be asking you for advice to say, how do we improve things?
Probably your customer.
Yeah, I'll become your first customer. It's great to have the DLG here. Very nice, Penguin. It's a great major. Yeah, look, I agree too, Red, that we do look forward, even when we're not in the mood like today, we kind of look forward to engaging, well, not engaging, what is it? Seeing you guys every week. It's almost become like a weekly routine that becomes part of our lives. It's weird to, I don't know, like, you know, in the old days, your friends were in real life and there was no online thing. So it's a different aspect to relationships. And unlike the large channels that talk about parasocial relationships, I think they call it, where it's very one-directional, but they're big, you know, you're talking about big influencers that have a large audience. In our case, it's different. These are just people that we've gotten to know over years now. You know, the DLG's been around for some, like Kane has been around since the very start. Red December's been around for years. Penguin's been around for years. Will it be a garlic pizza, Uncle PooDot? Why don't we add garlic? We've never asked them to put extra garlic on.
What are you talking about?
On the pizzas. So what we do, okay, you've got to put a 1 or a 2 in the chat. Is it called a capricosa or capricciosa?
Oh.
Because Stinky doesn't like the ham on it. So we end up getting 2 capricciosas or capricosas. And you swap out the ham for what? Salami.
Hot salami.
Hot salami. So, yeah, we might have to ask, do you mind sprinkling a bit of garlic on there for us as well? Oh, you know what?
I'm not doing it. What? I'm not agreed to do that just yet.
You like garlic.
I'm talking about I'm not doing the pizza.
But the problem is my mouth's watering now when Penguin mentioned garlic on a pizza.
Oh my god.
I told the garlic pizza story before, so I probably shouldn't tell that one again.
Pizza is good.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Penguin, regardless, she gets a cheesy garlic pizza, which does have lots of garlic on it. But you know what I'm like, I'll put that on everything. Speaking of which, when it comes to the garden, there's still some garlic there, but it's just not growing strongly. Whereas all of the coriander's started to come up now. Finally, the crops that I planted almost a month ago now are finally starting to sprout. So what are you currently studying in media, Penguin? I actually kind of wish that I'd studied media, you know.
You?
I would have been more interested in it than the degrees that I did. Well, maybe not. I mean, the first degree just... I cannot believe how much... I used to read voraciously You know, ever since I was a little child, all the way through school and high school. And then once I hit university and had to do all of that reading again, doing a degree that I thought I would enjoy, it took all of the joy out of reading for me. And then the second degree absolutely destroyed my desire to read anything. And then YouTube comes along and it's like, that's where you get all your information from. When the internet first came about, I went to all of the sites to read. But once YouTube came around, it's like, why bother reading when all of the information can be gleaned from a video?
I'm not quite sure how do I go on doing the mission here. Even simulation, I already struggle. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, go for a survival one or a battle simulator. Oh, see, you can do multiplayer. If anyone wants...
I don't know how to do it.
Have you noticed I don't hiccup much anymore? But now that Penguin's back, I've just started hiccuping again. Penguin makes me hiccup. Is that what you're thinking, Sneaky?
No. Think you mad.
But yeah, I'm still developing a name for the company as we in my media course at the end of the semester will start a company. But since I'm doing media communications, I can also study film. Oh, Penguin, I will be coming to you for advice. I should be coming to you for advice now because I am at a loss. The climate on YouTube at the moment, even with the channels that I watch, I don't know whether it's because TikTok really is taking over or what, but views are down almost across the board unless you're being actively promoted by YouTube, which used to happen for us, but geez, it's very disheartening, Stink. But the subs keep going up. Well, they've gone up and down 10 times today before we even started streaming. It's crazy. So I'm currently studying how to reach out to the public in order to get their attention towards your company. That would be a very useful skill. You know, you could make a lot of money doing that, I'm sure. Uncle PooDot, what was life like before the internet? Was it like the Dark Ages?
No way.
Times?
What are you talking about?
Hey, the kids today might think it is like the Dark Ages. So this is what I briefly mentioned in the last stream, I think, about wanting to interview some people around my dad's age and maybe even interviewing my own dad because his upbringing was very, very different. So for me, and you've got to bear in mind, I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up in a rural area, so it's different again. So some of my earlier memories about going to school and all of that was we did have a very active lifestyle because there wasn't a lot to do in the country. There's, you go to school.
Hold on,
and...
I'm gonna get some drink.
What?
I'm bored of this. I'm not sure what do I do.
Just starting to. You don't take too long because I can't really talk and play at the same time. Oh, who's this hottie? I'm going to talk to the hottie. Did you speak to the hottie?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here at all, Sting. All right, so the first thing was you would go to school and just about everyone there would play some kind of sport. But it's the school themselves were not big enough, and we didn't have any other schools close enough to us to have what you would call school teams for anything. So, for example, there was no cricket team for the school, but you could join a cricket team for the town. Same again for football. Nothing for the school, but you could join the football team. Now, my father unfortunately didn't want us to do any of the dangerous sports just because of what he would see as part of his job. So he got us to play tennis and swim competitively. Those were our main sports. And then on top of that, you had things like Scouts or Cubs. You could join other sort of clubs, and then, you know, for me, not so much my sibling, but I really enjoyed fishing and yabbying, that sort of thing. Going and hanging out at farms was always entertaining. Shouldn't really be telling you this, but because you are in a rural area, you can drive vehicles at a young age. So, you know, I got behind the wheel of a car when I was still in primary school. I remember, in fact, Dad at one point had me on his lap because I couldn't even reach the pedals the first time I got behind the wheel of a car. And then the first time I drove a tractor, I was still, I think I must have been in high school at that point, but it was either year 7 or year 8. And when you get out to a farm, you know, you can ride motorbikes and drive vehicles when you're still quite young. So all of that was a lot of fun, and, you know, I learnt how to milk a cow by hand and learnt how to milk cows in a dairy, all of those sorts of things. So that was pretty much it, and you had to hang around with friends a lot. We did have gaming, but these were the old Game Boys. I don't know if you even know those. I'm just running around in circles, Stinky. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. So, there is a new soldier mission something. Clear the battle simulator. In 8 minutes. Where's the battle simulator?
See the guy battle simulator?
No.
On the left?
Oh.
But I don't know how you go on doing that. Like, I talk to him, but then what?
I don't know. If you're not going to do this, then because the chat's still doing its thing. Can you do that?
I try. Tell me how to get into the simulator.
Do that?
Yep, I did that. Then what?
Do that?
Yep, then what?
I don't know, Sting.
Sam! You know what? I'm just doing more
running
crafting.
around. Yeah, so where was I? Game Boys. And we also had computer games. So I remember...
It's PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2!
Yeah.
30...
No. I don't know where you're getting that from.
Huh?
For me, it was Atari. There was no such thing as a PlayStation 1. Atari was the original gaming console for us. So
you never have tried that one? You never play?
PlayStation 1? No.
I don't know 1, but 2.
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Or the first time I got introduced to a modern console was the original Xbox. When a mate of mine was actually given to him by one of his mates, and we were living together at the time. So that was the very first time modern console. But I can remember, for example, Dad getting the first computer in town and getting the first video player in town. So that's the old VHS.
Why so many people here? Huh? Tell me, but I don't get it. I tried before, but what? What is salty means? What is salty?
I'm not sure, but they're all. I think they're all online players. So do whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what they're doing.
Mm.
They're all. What was that NPC that we said from the last game? Non-participating character or something. Ready to sortie. Begin practice.
Yeah, whatever. Do it.
Yeah. So I can remember the first VHS video player, and this, like ours, was spectacular because it had a remote control, and the remote control was actually attached to the VHS with a cord. See,
Huh? What?
we had a cord that connected to the video player, and that was your remote. There was a remote on the other end, and that was a big thing because most VHSs didn't have that. You had to get sort of one of the more high-end ones. So, whoa, that is showing my age. I do remember, like, you know, as a kid, I'd bought cassettes and records. There was no CDs or DVDs at that time. And I remember when the first, I think it was called VCDR or something. These were the massive, so if you know what a record looks like, they ended up having discs the same size for movies, which I don't think they're in existence anymore.
Hang on, this is not the one I used to combat before. Oh.
Well, there you go. You're doing something, Stinky. It's working. You're telling me what to do when I get that sorted out there. All right. So, sorry, I missed a bit of the chat. So, still developing. Read that part. Dark Ages was what I was answering. Today is the fall equinox, says Red December. What does that mean? The fall equinox, Stinky, is that when the moon changes?
I don't know.
From full moon to new moon?
You tell me. It's bloody English.
Stink, what do you think about the cat?
Fluffy?
She's a fluff ball. Whenever she gets a brush, she gets softer. Very lucky Uncle PooDot. When I tried to drive while in primary school, my mum told me off. Probably a good thing that she told you off there, Penguin. You don't really want to be driving at too young of an age, particularly if you're doing it on the roads. And, you know, confession time, old Uncle PooDot got peer pressured into doing that. Should I tell that story? Maybe I shouldn't. We can laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny at the time. I got into a lot of trouble for that, and quite rightly so. So I'll tell part of the story and won't finish it unless you really, really want me to. But yeah, this is when I ended up moving to the city to go to boarding school. So, you know, Dad still lived in the country, but I went to the city for school. And one year I asked him if it was okay to invite some friends home, and that was all good. But then we went and stayed out at the farm for a little while, for a week or whatever, and I had access to the farm vehicles, and they convinced me to go driving on the road. And I'd said to them we shouldn't, but I was certainly outvoted. And really, there's a life lesson. Don't succumb to peer pressure. I'd certainly regret doing that, and I would never do it again. So yeah, just be careful with that. We didn't have a car growing up, went everywhere by bicycle. So that was another thing, because, you know, the town that I grew up in was quite small. So again, yeah, we used our bikes to get everywhere. You could ride all over town pretty much, and even I know my dad didn't like it, but there was a couple of times where I rode the bike to go fishing at certain channels, and he didn't think it was safe, but I did it anyway. Didn't get into trouble for that one. He told me off saying you shouldn't do it. But I said, oh, it's all right. We just went fishing with the dog. So yeah, we rode our bikes everywhere as well. But it wasn't a large town, so it was easy to get around. And same for Penguin. Well, that's good. First day of fall, Uncle PooDot got peer pressured. I would never have thought. So here's the confession time. And I've got to say this with a qualifier that the friends that I've got, they're very good people, but we were all bad influences on each other when we were younger. You know, they've grown up to be very good citizens that contribute a lot to society, but some of my friends were naughty, and I was naughty too. You know, it wasn't maybe I'm confessing too much.
Oh.
There's a way that you can be to the adults that don't know you or that aren't your parents. We were trained well. Both my sibling and I. Dad made sure that we grew up to be the golden children, the one that other parents think these kids are really good, but behind closed doors it's a bit of a different matter. So I certainly knew how to behave correctly in public, but it's only when you get with your friends and start doing naughty things. Nothing too bad, but you know, just disobeying, perhaps not doing things that you should do. And I think every child goes through that to a greater or lesser extent. It doesn't mean you're being outrageously rebellious, but you know, story time. What are some of the things that you did that don't admit to anything bad, but just some things where your parents didn't want you to do it and you did it anyway? Surely have you got one of those stories, Stink?
Sort of.
Go on,
but
hit me.
I'm not sure I told them already. Like, there was a time I don't want to go to school.
Whoa, that's a big one.
Like, I think that was during primary school, so I and one of my sister, another sister haven't been born yet or very small, like baby or toddler at that point. So my participant is just one of my sisters.
You influenced your sister, didn't you?
No, what are you talking about?
Because you're the older one, and the little one always looks up to the older one. That's how it works until you hit a certain age. Anyway, go on.
What are you talking about? Well,
I did. When I was young, I would do whatever my older sibling would say. If he said, go do this, I would go do this. Go do that? Yeah, all right, I'll go do that. He often got me into trouble too. So really, no worries, Penguin. I do try to give advice that's helpful if at all possible. I don't know if it always is. You've still got to take everything I say with a grain of salt. You know, not all adults are right, and I know that I'm not right all of the time. I get a lot of things wrong. I said that in the last stream, that because we try to be entertaining and talk without too many moments of dead air, it means I don't really get to think about what I'm talking about. It just sort of comes out. Whereas in other circumstances I'd be a bit more thoughtful. And Red is saying, so it's the first day of fall. Do you have a celebration for that at all? Is it a special time in America on the first day of fall? Because I don't think it really means anything too much here, does it? It just means, it's a new season. So my parents once told me not to go swimming in the local river when I was a bit younger, like early teenage years, but I decided that I could do it if I wanted to, and then took a dive and forever regretted it, as I broke my hand that day.
Oh no!
As it was a bit too shallow for my dive. Interesting that you say that, Penguin, because I had a very similar experience, although I didn't it was kind of funny that I was more rebellious than my oldest sibling once I hit that age. Like, he rebelled a bit, but then he started towing the party line, whereas I had a lot of conflict for a long, long time with my father. And one of the big ones was he also did not want us swimming in rivers because we had a river in the town anyway, and they are quite dangerous. There's no doubt about that. So you shouldn't do it, really, unless it's so you can have, like, there's the river where we are now, there is a place where you can swim in it quite safely, where people do, but it's well known that that's a safe area. And I know that some of my other friends' parents also didn't want their children swimming in the river, but they did anyway. But for some reason I listened to Dad on that one, and I never did. And to the point where, and you got to bear in mind, here's a bit of bragging time from Uncle PooDot. He was a pretty good swimmer when he was younger. You know, because I swam competitively for something like 12 years straight. I started young too. Started swimming competitively when I was 4 or 5 and kept doing it right through until I finished high school. And then kept swimming, but got into surfing once I moved to another state. So always been a pretty good swimmer, and I used to argue with Dad saying, why can't I? Like, I'm a good swimmer. And he just kept saying, rivers are dangerous, don't do it. So I never did. And there were 2 occasions, one when we went on a school camp, and they actually had it netted off. So every other kid was swimming. And I'm not saying this to be arrogant, but I was a better swimmer than all of them, just because I think I was the only one from my year group that swam for the town. Oh no, there were some others, but they weren't. They just weren't as fast or as good at the strokes. So yeah, and they were all asking me, like, why aren't you swimming with us? You're the best swimmer here. And I said, I can't, Dad won't let me. And then there was another occasion when I went to a friend's farm, and they were in the same swimming club as me. Their whole family was in the swimming club, and they said, you know, come for a swim down the river. And again, I said, I can't. You know, Dad doesn't want us doing that. And they're like, come on, you're in the swimming club. You're a better swimmer than we are. You'd be fine. And I couldn't. I just, for whatever reason, never did it. So it's funny how some things that parents tell you really
finally sink in.
Yeah, that some things do and other things don't. So I don't quite get that.
So my story is, I just woke up one night and then thinking of something. How to escape the primary school. So in the middle of the night, I woke up my sister. I think I told you guys this one already. And then we just go upstairs and stay there. And they just can't find us.
Oh, what?
They couldn't find us for a while, but then they just searching. Asked my relatives to search for the whole house, so finally they found us. And it's a failed attempt. They still sent me to school anyway. Even though it was late, I still have to go to school. Damn it!
And why didn't you want to go?
I don't want to go.
And why did your sister agree to it?
I don't know.
Because she looked up to you as the older sister. That's why. I'm telling you, when you've got a younger sibling, they'll do whatever you want them to do. I wish I was the older one. So what's next? First they see when my parents... I don't know, I read that. So Red December says they do put up fall decorations. Hang on, why did that stop? What's going on there?
You already did until noon.
No. What's going on? The old soundtrack. Yeah, you have been for at least an hour.
That means I'm gonna stop soonish. I'm gonna stop soonish.
It's old times now, so back with the quizzes. We're all up for the quizzes. I love it when Penguin joins us. He keeps the live chat going. Do you know that? Sometimes we have bits of quiet times, but when Penguin's there, it's always more entertaining, isn't it? Not saying that the others aren't entertaining as well, but they sometimes go a bit quiet. I don't know why that's... Alright, no soundtrack for now. I don't know why the computer's wanting to mute itself. It's still playing. Weird. Stink, do you prefer Uncle PooDot or Cat?
Cat.
You're supposed to pause for like at least a second. No, not an instant reply. Isn't there meant to be at least let me think about it first? No response. So she's saying, yep. Uncle PooDot, Vegemite or Cat? Vegemite. Aren't I supposed to pause for that? I can't say that to Ratbag. Old Ratbag's more important than Vegemite, aren't you, Ratty? Just sitting in your little cat nest there, sleeping away like you do. Isn't she? Why is
that? PooDot, I have enough.
Give it again. You've had enough already.
Mm.
Let me just check.
I'm hungry.
Me too, actually. And because Penguin mentioned garlic, I think we're going to have something
What?
with garlic.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I'm dead.
Okay, Aunt Stinkpants. So how about cat or pizza?
Oh.
And
Well, have to be cat for a long term. Pizza is just there for a meal.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, PooDot?
And Red December said she goes quiet because she ends up falling asleep, which is true too.
I told you do the sleeping podcast.
She did. Aunt Stinky said I should do some children's tales as a podcast, bedtime stories to put people to sleep. Because I think I have it's not a skill. I just bore people to sleep. Is what's going on. Uncle PooDot, Vegemite or Aunt Stink? Vegemite. That's how that works, Stinky. No hesitation. Vegemite all the way.
Yeah.
Now, what about Penguin? Do we go, what can I ask him? College or disobeying your parents? I don't know if that's a good question to ask, really, is it? So we might call this one short because, as I said, we've got a lot to do today. Stinky's got to go to work, and I've got to clean up the rest of the house so that it doesn't look quite so messy for when my older sibling arrives. And we've got to get something to eat that involves garlic and quite possibly pizza. So, Penguin, hopefully we'll see you in the next one because it was really good to see you again. Red December, as always, she's the most loyal of the DLGs, sticking around from start to finish. She does, Stinky. As does, I'm sure, Kane and Random, they might still be there. They just keep it all quiet. Geez, two for two for Uncle PooDot. And for me, I'd say definitely going against my parents. Well, he's come home to say hello to them again, so it can't be that bad.
Uh-huh.
Yep. So you got any final thoughts there? You're supposed to have a catchphrase, Stinky, at the start.
Told you, stupidity.
But what, just stupidity and that's it and you hang up?
I don't know.
Say...
Get watch.
Get what?
Watch.
Get watch.
Watching.
Get watching stupidity next week.
No, get your dirty laundry. Watch.
Oh, get your dirty laundry. Yeah, don't forget to get your dirty laundry washed. That's not a bad one, Stinky. DLG for life and forever. I agree, Penguin. I totally agree. Hopefully we will see you again. Although I know that these guys, their lives are getting busier now. Red's going to be spending more time with the old,
Well, we are gonna be busy too. So,
Yeah.
enough stupidity.
But I miss Penguin and Red and Kane and Random and everyone else.
You sound like a real grandpa at this point, you know.
I do.
Like, I'm missing my grandchildren.
Oh, there's another one. Red said, "Stay stinky." How about that one?
Oh, so you don't want to watch?
Stay stinky and don't get your dirty laundry washed.
Yeah.
Because they're the dirty laundry gang. They don't want to get it washed. I like that. How about that, Stinky? Stay stinky and don't get your dirty laundry washed.
And the last bit is a bit too long, but okay. Stay stinky.
Stay stinky, keep the dirty laundry. Gang. We're working on it, but I love her suggestions from both Red and Stink Pants on that. They're good. You just got to think of one to start with too. Did you
get watched?
Can you remember that for the next time?
Do you get watched?
No, I haven't had a bath for a month.
That's the start.
You know that's not true. I just
Hello guys, did you get watched?
bleached the shower I did today.
Oh, you got bleach. Ew.
No, what is it?
Ew.
Chlorine.
Still ew. You are not in the gang. You have to be
Oh yeah, I'm
dirty and stay stinky.
That's right. I might have to.
You are too clean. Bye.
I'll turn off the washing machine now. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining. Awesome to see you again, Penguin. Red as always. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
You got to stop the stream there, Von Stinker Stink. Stay stinky.